Hi there. I wanted to make a video about another video I'm making, which I know is recursive content, but I thought it was kind of interesting, so maybe somebody else will too. So I'm involved in a project with Conor Burke of Gentian Press, Dara McKeown and Jane Carkle. They are creating a book about the wise woman and medicine woman from East Clare, Biddy Early. And it will be made in the old school letterpress printing style with the old style machines printed out at Gentian Press. So a few weeks ago, we went to visit her cottage in Fecal and I shot some footage there. And when I put it together, I started to feel that maybe it was missing something. So I wanted to do a little bit of a score, a soundtrack behind it. The first element I wanted to use, and there are only two elements, so that this won't hopefully take too long. I wanted the sound of the printing press, because that's a really important part of this whole project, is the fact that it will be made kind of mechanically in that kind of old style. And the printing presses, if you've ever seen them run, they're phenomenally compelling, engaging machines. You know, they require constant attention and adjustment from the person running them. So thankfully, I had actually some footage of one of these because Katie's aunt Judith runs Full Circle Printing Press out in California, and I had videoed her at work. So it sounded like this, and apologies for the poor audio quality, but... So I immediately wanted to use that repeating motif as a percussion sample. And in terms of how I hear it, it's probably more accurate to say that it's in 8. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2. It's kind of like 8.5. But the way I hear it is actually in 4/4, where the first two notes are pushed and the last two notes are dragged. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And so I wanted an instrument where I had lots of control over the attack and delay so that it could fit into that kind of wonky time. So the first one I picked up was a melodica, which has a pretty cool sound. And the first thing I tried was some kind of like dual lines, like kind of chordy stuff. And straight away I didn't like that because my conceptualization of Biddy, my understanding of her is that she's kind of a bit of somebody who is out on her own. So the idea of these kind of chords, I was thinking maybe actually thinking about it, a single note melody line might suit her better rather than kind of the supportive chords. So then I started messing around with a single line in C minor. And that didn't sound right either because the minor key can sound a little bit plaintive and unsteady and floaty. And again, my understanding of Biddy was that she was a very grounded, determined, independent woman. And I don't think there was anything kind of plaintive about her. So the minor key didn't suit. So the chords didn't suit, the minor key didn't suit. So this was a really good exercise in failing really quickly in as many ways as possible in order to get to the point. So I'd figured out exactly what I didn't want it to sound like at this stage. So I put away the melodica and I picked up this, which is my trusty Harley Benton acoustic guitar bass. It's fretless. So it's got that nice warbly sound, which I really like. So I wanted to use this, and I had the idea of using the EBO. So this is a little electromagnet that basically gives infinite sustain. So you hit a note, and it just keeps it going. And if you adjust it, you can kind of get different sounds and overtones. So I love that. So that's what I ended up playing with. And lately I've been playing a lot in C minor, which is the notes, or not C minor, C Lydian, which is the notes of the G major scale, but starting on C. So I find it gives a very kind of floaty, ambiguous sound to the key, because it's the notes of G major, but starting and ending on C major. So it's hard to tell exactly what key you're in, and that's something I really liked, because I wanted the melody to be ambiguous between C major and G major, because Biddy herself kind of had a foot in both worlds. So I wrote it in my head. It's kind of in C Lydian, but it goes to G an awful lot, and then I don't hit the F, because the differentiating note between C and G, C has an F natural, G has an F sharp. So by avoiding that note, it adds to the ambiguity again. So I picked it up. It was the first take I did. I doubled it, panned it left and right. The left one was just drenched in reverb and EQ'd, and then the right one I put a delay and a reverse reverb on it, just to fill out the sound. And that was it. So I will play that for you now.